every club or group of clubs to do, and that is have a Rotary Day. And what a Rotary Day is where a club, group of clubs creates a community event, not a fundraiser, not a service project, but a community event where Rotary's name can be put out there and Rotary's mission can be put out there. And it can be something you create from your club or your local clubs, or it can be attaching yourself to a community event. If everyone in the entire Rotary world does this, the Rotary name will become much, much more prominent. Now, the third interpretation of Light Up Rotary gets a little closer to the jokes, and that's more, lighten up, Rotary. And this is important too, and after last night's board meeting, it's pretty obvious that President Ken is on board with this, and that is Rotary should be fun. And we do incredible pieces of service, so let's absolutely enjoy doing that. And that's an important part of Rotary. It's actually, the have fun is said throughout the Rotary world. It's a huge part of my governor training, which every session I went to, and don't forget to have fun. That's why we play bocce ball so late. I was doing my best to have fun. So, when I mentioned that, all these service projects throughout the world, part of that each club does, part of that is the incredible dispersed nature of Rotary and service. And some of you might think, oh, it's all from RI in the district. That's not it. The service is done by clubs. The great majority of things is done by clubs. That is what Rotary is. It's each individual club. And then we get to what's the reason to have a district governor? What's the reason to have districts? What's the reason to have Rotary International? The reason is to support the clubs. To support the club's service. And so my goal in my year is to do what I can to support the club's ability to do service. There are clubs that, based on what I heard last night, don't need a whole lot of support. They seem to be doing fine, so maybe my job there is get out of the way. I don't know. But whatever the club needs to do service, that is the purpose of the district governor, of the district, of Rotary International. And that's what I'm dedicating my year to. Okay. Rotary is the greatest service organization in the world. Any arguments? Okay, good. Just checking. So, we accomplish truly great things. And every Rotarian deserves to be proud of our service above self, to be proud of our projects in our communities and throughout the world, and to be proud of our ethics, our four-way test, proud to be a Rotarian. And that's where I came up with, Gary has his theme, Light Up Rotary. Well, I actually thought of mine before Gary was announced, just so you know. And it's the pride and joy of Rotary. And that's how I look at this year also as where we're going at the district level, is to spread the pride and joy of Rotary. So there's pride. Pride is easy. You feel good about the thing. Proud of the things you do. I mean, it's amazing. The projects you do, you've got, it's amazing the dedication to telemedicine projects that this club is involved in. I think that is truly the project of the child and the future, but also water and education. It's just amazing what you're doing. You have an absolute right to be proud of everything, every part of this. But I also want you to remember the joy part also. And service to others truly brings joy. And actually, this has a research basis. In various studies, they have shown that doing service to others brings more joy than a new BMW, even more joy than a 1955 Ferrari Testarossa. No, this research has borne this out. So you absolutely have a right to have fun, to be joyful. So I think in my incredible cleverness, coming up with this theme before Gary, that it really does tie it together. The pride and joy of Rotary, the light of Rotary, and to me it's the perfect match. So either I was really lucky or I am truly the great and powerful Oz. Don't look behind the curtains. So back to what this can get us, pride and joy. Imagine if every Rotarian, everywhere, felt pride and joy in Rotary. And most importantly, could share that pride and joy with other Rotarians, but also with the people around you, the people in your work world, with your friends, with your neighbors. Well, I'll tell you, if we did that, once again, we would not have a membership problem. Because it's that personal understanding of pride and joy that would bring people into Rotary. People would naturally be attracted to us. Imagine a Rotary where every member felt pride and joy. We'd never have to worry about retention. No one would ever leave if there was that atmosphere of pride and joy. And it's not, this isn't addressed to your club individually, it's just the whole large picture of what I would like to accomplish this year is that every person, every Rotarian in all of District 5130 can feel the pride and joy of Rotary and share it with others. Know the projects you're doing, talk about them with people, talk about why you're a Rotarian. We can live this anytime. It doesn't need imagination. Sharing your pride and joy with Rotary and the world around you. So, who's wearing your Rotary pin right now? Yeah, there are a few things. But mostly people wear their Rotary pin to meetings. So, how many of you wear your Rotary pin at work? Good, yeah. How many of you wear your Rotary pin in the shower? I'm going to tell you, the next growth industry, Rotary piercings. I think this has a future. So, but I'm going to say your pin accomplishes many, many things. First, it's your signal to other Rotarians who understand it and say, oh yeah, you're a Rotarian. Start the conversation. You go to an international convention and everybody's like, but it's a way to connect with other Rotarians that you might not know. And no matter where you are in the world, there are fellow Rotarians. There are 2 clubs even in Antarctica. But it can also be, and this has happened to me, a conversation starter when I'm out and about with people who are not members of Rotary. What's that pin? Actually, it's more like, you see my pin, want to know what it means? Whatever, some of us are more aggressive than others. But that's another way to share Rotary with the world around you. And I actually have another reason to wear my pin. And when you're out and about and you're wearing your Rotary pin, I think I'm representing Rotary. Let me just say, when I'm wearing my pin, I open a lot more doors for other people, give up my seat. I know that as a representative of Rotary, I really need to represent the ideals of Rotary and be a person of high ethics to show that Rotarians really are the best people on earth. And so, wearing my Rotary pin is a reminder to me of how I need to act. Now, I will admit there's some times when I'm kind of feeling grumpy in the morning and I wear a really small Rotary pin. Just in case. But when I'm feeling really good, Rotary belt buckle. Then I know, I've got the confidence. I'm going to show the best of Rotary. So I actually encourage you, just try it for a week of where your Rotary is. Everywhere that you wear clothes. You don't need to wear your shower, I guess. But I believe that is all part of the pride and joy of Rotary, and that it's not just in the club room. It's everywhere you go. So, no talk about Rotary is ever complete without talking about the Rotary Foundation. And everybody here, I know this is a club that does great contributions to the foundation. Oh no, the Rotary Foundation is the charitable arm of Rotary International. And there are 6 incredible goals of the Rotary Foundation. And these goals, to me, sum up what it means for a person to live a life of dignity. And it's simple. Disease prevention and treatment. Water and sanitation. How can you live a dignified life if your water is polluted because of poor sanitation or for any other reasons? By the way, a little tidbit of information. The very first Rotary project in 1906, public toilets in Chicago. We were working on sanitation before sanitation was popular. So water and sanitation, maternal and child health. If our children aren't growing up healthy, there is no life. Basic education and literacy, economic and community development so that everybody can feel that they are a part of making their own future. And that's one of the pieces of the Rotary Foundation grant model, that sustainability is key to any grant. You don't go into some foreign country and say, well, just, we know what you want, here's a bunch of money and stuff, so we'll do all this stuff, and then we leave and everything falls apart. No. Every global grant now has to be long-term for the future. We go in, we work with the host club, and when we leave, it's still going strong. And then something that is sometimes hard to believe that there's still, this is such a big part of our world, that peace and conflict resolution. And yes, there are wars everywhere. But Rotary, fortunately, does have a reputation as not taking sides, for the most part, and that we can do things in countries that are even war torn. Now, I've had the opportunity to see these goals worked on in projects throughout the world, and I know many of you have also done it. And as Bob mentioned, on the very first trip to Sebastopol Brotherhood, this is my first year as a Rotarian, and we visited this, we have a project in Mexico. It's a school. Next I was a Catholic school, being a school principal. And it was really just a piece of land with some outhouses and shade over tables. But it was for the kids who were kicked out of other schools, who would not otherwise even be in school. And these are just regular kids, but various problems, whether it's behavior, health, whatever, were taken out of the regular school. And that was really, really touching to me. I mean, it just changed my whole view of Rotary. Before, I was a Rotarian because my boss told me to be. After, I was a Rotarian because I believed. And I know many of you have similar experiences. And what's making these happen is your donations to the foundation, and your participation in the foundation, and your writing global grants. And district. And the foundation also supports district grants. These are your local grants. The ones that were local, smaller size, but this year, if you so choose for smaller, mid-size, or mid-size grants, you can use district grant matching funds for international projects. or a combination. Before it was limited to just one. Now you can do two. You can do one community, one international, and split it. You still have the same national figure, which is around $2,500. But if you want to do all international, all community, or one of each, your choice as a club. Now, I've heard Rotarians say, international, we should all be doing everything just for our community. Who cares about the world at large? We got to take care of ourselves. And I've also heard people say, we're living in the wealthiest country in the world. We've got it all. Let's put everything in international. But what I'm going to tell you is, there is so much wisdom in Rotary. And we have 5 avenues of service. These 5 avenues of service it's the responsibility of every club to do a project in each of the 5 avenues. Club, you've got to make your club strong. Community, I guarantee you, there are projects or needs in every single community. Here in California, in the United States, the entire world, there are things that need to be done in every single community that wouldn't happen without Rotary. International, we all know the 6 schools of Rotary is so critical that be taken care of. Youth, well, you don't have youth, you don't have a future. Vocational, I want to encourage everyone, somewhere, use your vocation to make Rotary, to make your Rotary projects better. One last thing about the foundation, I'll go really quickly because I know I'm moving through this awfully fast. By the way, you remember the acronym PAIN? Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, Nigeria, they've taken out the I, now it's just PAN. Those are the last countries with endemic polio. And there's been lots of bad press you've heard about, oh, there's Syria's got this horrible epidemic. There was polio virus found in Israel. But I'm going to tell you, I've heard Bruce Elward, who's the WHO director at the International Convention. These little outbreaks are not the problem. It's back to the endemic countries, and we're making progress. Because the big problem, Nigeria is going to be polio pretty soon. Pakistan is the issue. We've had aid workers killed in Pakistan. But there are smart people who, in Rotary, setting up border boundaries where anyone going into the dangerous areas needs to be immunized. Anyone coming out, we don't have to go in. And this is going to make a big difference. Airports throughout the world requiring polio vaccinations. Progress is being made, and we are still this close, and we're going to get even closer. I hope that in the next year or 2, we've seen the last case of polio. So I'm getting close to the conclusion, I promise. But I do need to make one quick advertisement. This speech is brought to you by the district conference next year in Yosemite. And I'll have my lovely assistant pass out some flyers quickly. So, April 24th through 26th, we're going to have the district conference in Tenaya Lodge in Yosemite. It's about a mile outside the park. It's going to be fun, excitement, a celebration of Rotary, and lots of great activities, optional activities. We'll have hiking if you like. We'll have painting that you can take a class in. And we will have a special session for those who want to the outside bar to learn how to drink while watching beautiful mountains. And we will have officially curated sky gazing by So the flyers are passed out. What I want to encourage you to do is please register for the hotel room now. We've got a limited number. The more people who register, I know how many we can raise the number, but I don't want anyone to get left out, and I don't want to get so late that it's too late to raise the number. So register for the hotel now. Great rate, $149 a night. You can extend your time out. Come for the conference, stay for the vacation. Okay, that's my ad. So, now I know it's always hard. You go to ad, and then how do you get back to something serious? So I'd like everybody to take serious. And this is the big, brilliant conclusion. I know this world can be a dark and depressing place. But Rotary, Rotarians, you in this room are the beacons of light illuminating the path to a better world and a better community. Take pride and joy in your Rotary. Light up Rotary. Thank you, Rotarians.
Now we have a little bit of a surprise. That's why I switched the thing a little bit. So I'd like the following people who would come up to the front. Could I sing that?
Okay.
One at a time? Okay. And Elaine needs to come up, right?
Elaine, would you come up, please? I'm taking over a little bit from Ken because we tried to orchestrate something without actually talking to one another.
Yeah. So I just.
Towards the tail end of last Rotary year, I had an idea, something that's been sticking in the back of my head.
You don't want to zoom
I was
in.
going